pala ito. Okay, so we'll start. Okay, again, our topic for today is all about solving for the optimal transportation cost. No? But this time, we'll be using the shortcut method instead of this long method. The long method is called stepping stone method. So this time, the shortcut method is the modified distribution method, or shortcut for MODI. Okay? Okay, let's start. Now, the first step, okay, in any of the transportation model, we must first check if the tableau or table is balanced or unbalanced. No? So the only way to check if balanced or unbalanced, we need to get the total supply and the total demand. They must be equal. If not, that's unbalanced. Okay. Jen, kindly add all the supply, please. What's the sum
450 po, sir.
for 50? The demand
450 din po,
for
sir.
50. Okay. So it's balanced, no? Now, if you will ask, sir, what's the situation na hindi siya balanced? For example, no? Sadyain na lang natin, class, ha? What if this is not 150, but instead this is 100? Okay? I hope you're all listening kasi special case ito, just in case tomorrow or Wednesday may ganitong case. No? So if you will sum the supply, that will give you 400. Okay? So you sum all the demand, that's 450. So short ka ng 50. Now, if that's the case, you need to introduce a dummy row or column. You must understand the table. Saan ba ako maglalagay? Dummy, row, or column? So I think we will all agree that this should be a dummy, okay, dummy row. You insert here a dummy row. Okay? Now, what about the cost, sir? You assume all costs here are equal to 0. Okay, understood? Then you insert here the 50 na kulang, so that it will be balanced. Okay, understood? And please label that as dummy, no? If the table is unbalanced. Okay. Another question, sir. What in picking the least cost ba? Will we consider 0? Yes, you will consider the 0 as the least or pinakamaliit na cost. Kasi objective natin doon is to cross out that dummy row or column. No? Now, another example, yan doon natin. Okay, what if dito ang kulang? Okay, kulang siya ng 10. Example here, 150. Okay. So it means to say that you need to introduce a dummy column, okay, and assume all the cell costs as 0. Okay, you add here, example is 150. You add here 10, so that it's balanced. Okay, I hope it's understood. Okay, what's the meaning of this table or tableau? It means to say that for every unit, for example, meron kang business, no? Nagbibenta ka ng bigas, okay? So sa factory 1 mo, there are 100 sacks available. Okay? Factory 2, 200 sacks. Factory 3, 100 sacks. Okay? Sa warehouse, meron ka lang pwedeng space intended for 80 na sacks ng bigas, no? So this cell cost means for every unit na ito-transfer mo, that will cost you around 4 pesos or $4. Okay? So this is the meaning of your table. It's called transportation tableau. Okay? So our objective here, kapag cost, what is our objective as an supervisor or manager? Can I ask somebody? What should be the objective? Can I ask Faisal, Solibio? Kapag cost ba ang objective natin? Minimization or maximization? Faisal, wala siyang ano?
Sir,
Usually kapag we ang it involves with cost, ang cost niya is transportation or is general cost, no? Will we maximize or minimize?
minimize po, sir.
Minimize, okay? So no argument dyan, class. Okay, so let's proceed na. Okay, according to Jen, equal siya. So no need to introduce a dummy cell or column. Okay? If you have your notes there, kindly jot down or list down the algorithm. Okay, so next. The instruction here is you're asked to solve the optimal transportation model using the northwest corner rule. We already answered this last time. Okay, we'll open yung ating answer last time. Okay, I think this one, no? Okay, ito. So temporarily, I will copy this, okay, and put in our whiteboard. Okay. So using the northwest corner rule, okay, this is 80, then followed by 20, then followed by 70, then 120, then 110, then 150. Okay. Wait lang, parang kailangan ko ng ano, wag muna class. Okay. May mali dito. Just lang ha, liitan ko lang muna. I need the original one. Okay. We will enlarge our whiteboard. Next, okay, we'll go back with this problem. Copy. Then okay, paste. Enlarge ulit natin. Okay, it's 80. Okay, we're done regarding this class. I hope wala tayong question regarding this. I asked you several times kung naiintindihan. Naiintindihan naman, no? 7. Okay, 120. 10, 10. And 150. Okay. Can I ask somebody in random? Okay, what do you mean by these units inside the cell? For example, this 10 here. What do you mean by this 10 na value dito sa ating cell? A cell 2D. Anybody? Can I ask, please raise your hand if you want to recite. What do you mean by 10 in this cell? Anybody? Any hand? Wala? Okay. Samantha, Villora, your microphone. What do you mean by 10?
The supply, sir.
What do
Allocated
you mean by
supply.
that? Okay. 10 units means you can only put,
10 supplies for
okay, in this case, a sack of rice, for example, or example. And for each sack of rice, you can only, your cost will be,
6 pesos.
okay,
6
di ba
pesos.
klaro? That's 8.
Ay, 8 pesos po,
Okay, 8
sir.
pesos. Okay. Just want to check kung klaro ba the table, no? Before we'll proceed with next natin na algorithm, please double check always, no? If you will sum all by row, dapat equal siya always dun sa total sa row. Okay, in this case, this is correct. Okay, 80 plus 20, 100. 70 plus 120 plus 10, 200. Okay, vertically, okay, 80 correct, 90 correct, 120 correct, 160 correct, no? Baliktad. Okay. Next step. Okay, baliktad ko lang. This is the original problem. This is table or tableau 1. Okay? Tableau 1. Anybody who can recall what's the first step or algorithm in stepping stone method? The same lang sila actually with the portion of the stepping stone method. Before we proceed with the stepping stone method, ano usually ginagawa natin class? Can you remember? Kirsten? Kirsten?
Yes, sir. Yes
Can you
po,
still
sir.
remember?
Find an initial basic, ano po, sir, feasible solution using any one of the three methods po, sir.
So after
for
that, so we're done with the northwest corner rule, no? This is
after
the
Draw a close path po, sir, from an
Okay. Right
unoccupied
away.
cell po.
Is it right away, Kirsten? May nakalimutan kayong step. Importante yun. Any hand?
R plus C minus 1, sir.
Okay. So Jen said that dapat let's evaluate first if we will proceed with the next algorithm or not. No? So we must evaluate always this. Okay, R plus C minus 1, is it equal to your occupied cell? If not, okay, it says here, you will introduce E, okay, or a dummy cell. Now, the importance of our topic last time is for us to be sort of familiarize or skilled, no, in quote unquote, in making your close path. Okay? Kasi dapat strategic yung paglagay natin ng E dito. Okay? In what way, sir? Example, total natin row, total natin by column, the same, no? What I mean, same dito sa total or balance siya, no? In terms of total. But kinulang siya ng R plus C minus 1. Ibig sabihin yan, pag kulang yan, okay, hindi tayo makagawa lahat ng, tama ba, close path sa empty cell. That's a problem. Okay? Kapag ganun ang situation, okay, R plus C minus 1 is not equal to the occupied cell, okay? So you need to introduce a dummy cell or epsilon. Okay? Epsilon means a very small amount, okay? Say 0.00001. So para malagyan nyo lang siya ng isang cell dyan at makaikot lahat or makagawa ng close path. That's the importance of the epsilon. Okay? Mali ata dito plus. Okay. Not equal to so since I think we don't need to introduce epsilon here. Okay, OC means occupied cell plus OC, occupied cells. Okay, then proceed with the next algorithm. Okay? Now dito na papasok yung ating bagong method, no? So in the stepping stone method, you are asked to create the closed path, okay, in every empty cell, okay. Now, why we are doing this? Okay, we don't know yet kung nilagay natin dito na values are optimal or not. Okay? Kumbaga, that's only our guess, no? Palagay natin, baka yan yung answer. Okay, that is why, para masystematize yung ating paglagay sa loob, okay, we followed press step, which is initialization of your tableau, where we might use the northwest corner rule, the least cost method, or the VAM, or the Vogel's approximation method. No? But in this case, nagbigay ako ng instruction, so we're done with that step. No? Okay, so under mod D, okay, I hope you're listening. Okay, I will use this. Okay, ibig sabihin nito, class, that column index, okay, column index C. So we will there. Then be patient, class. Mas mabilis pa rin tayo sa face-to-face. Kahit ganito tayo, it's because hindi ko na nire-write yung table. Okay? Or tableau. Okay? Next is for the row index. Okay, cut. Maybe I will put that here. Gilid. Okay? Tabunan na lang natin factory. Anyway, ito sa purpose, bakit ko nilagay dito yung original problem, no? This is the algorithm, no? You assume, okay, for either column or row index, okay, you assume 0. Okay? So let's start. For example, arbitrarily, or pipili ako, okay, I want column index first, equal to 0. Okay? Up to you. If you want row index, it's no problem, no? Next, how to solve for the other indices. Okay. our base is always your occupied cell. I hope you're jotting down notes, class, no? It's always your occupied cell. So the formula here is a cell cost minus any, okay, either of the row index or column index. So since walang laman yung row natin dito, so I think much better 4 minus 0. Okay? Please guide me with this class. Baka magbali ako ng input. Okay, so 4 minus 0 will give you 4. That's the algorithm, no? Okay? Baka ma-confuse kayo dito. I will omit na lang this one. Delete natin. Okay, so next. Again, our basis is yung merong laman, no? The occupied cell. So, proceed tayo here. This cell. Hindi pwede dito kasi walang laman, no? Here, hindi din pwede. Okay, kung dito tayo sa may laman, but column B, index, walang laman. And row 2, walang laman. So, wala tayong choice but to move with the cell. Okay, kasi merong laman, merong value, I mean, yung ating row 1 index. So again, the formula is always mauna itong ating column index, what I mean, cell cost, okay? Mauna yung ating cell cost. Okay? Cell cost minus either of your column or row index. So that is equal to 7 minus 4 will give you 3. Okay, follow? Next, let's move with the cell na merong laman or occupied cell. No? You cannot go here kasi wala kang pwedeng i-deduct sa cell cost. Okay? Hindi ka din pwede dito. So wala tayong choice but to move here. Okay? So 3 minus 3 will give us 0. Okay? Dapat ang movement natin merong laman. Okay? So here. Okay? So kung mag-move ka sa may laman dito, hindi pwede, no? You can move here to solve for and column index D. Okay? I think you can move also here. Okay? So dito na lang tayo. So 8 minus 0 will give us 8. Okay? So next, I think we can move here. So 8 minus 0, it will also give us 8. Okay, next. I think we don't have any option but to move down. Okay. 5 minus 8 will give us negative 3, correct? Any question, class, before I move with the second algorithm? Okay, wala? Okay. Now, the next step, the same with the stepping stone method, we will evaluate the empty cell. Okay? I hope that's clear. Let's evaluate the empty cell. Okay, I will use na lang this one, no? Sige na lang, wag na lang, later na lang yan. Okay, what are the empty cell? Okay, empty cells evaluation. Makita pa ba, JB? Kahit ganito kaliit?
Medyo maliit na po.
Medyo maliit. Sige, enlarge na lang natin later, ha? Okay. What are the empty cell? You have here, that is cell C1. Okay. Actually, you should not put C1, no? Because this is real life situation. No? If you're the manager, your decision is that from factory 1, you say from factory 1, okay, to warehouse C. No? Ganyan. Okay. Next, it's the empty cell. Next is from warehouse 1 to factory 1, I mean, to warehouse D. Okay. Warehouse D. Next, you have, again, this is empty cell evaluation. No? You have factory 2 to warehouse A. Next, 3 more, empty cell again. that is factory 3 to warehouse A. Next, you have factory 3 to warehouse B. Last, factory 3 to warehouse C. Okay? Now, what's the formula? The formula is cell cost minus the row index minus the column index. Okay? Now, magbaliktad man ang column at saka row natin, no problem. Huwag nyo lang pagbaliktarin yung cell cost. Kasi pareho lang yung answer niya. That's the commutative property ba yun ng ano? Sort of addition or okay. Kahit magbaliktad dito, no problem, no? Parang plus negative row index then plus negative column index. In that case, that's commutative or cumulative. Commutative property of addition ata, no? Just correct me if I'm wrong, ha? Okay, next tayo. Let's apply this formula. Okay, so from this empty cell, okay, enlarge natin class para makita. Okay, para hindi ako mahirapan. Okay, I'll put that empty stop. I-resin ko lang mamaya. Okay. Here, okay, this empty cell, no? So that is 7. Cell cost muna tayo. 7 minus JB, kindly lang daw siya. Please bring out your calculator, JB. 7 minus 8 minus 4. Okay? Answer, please.
Negative 5 po, sir.
Negative 5. Next, 1B, empty cell tayo. 1 minus any of the two, no? Basta, ano, it does not matter kung mauna yung row at saka column. Okay, 4 minus 8.
Negative 11 po.
11. Next empty cell is this 12 minus 0 minus 0. Answer, please. 12, no?
12.
Next, here, 8 minus negative, be careful pag may negative class, negative 3, okay, minus 0. Answer, please.
11 po.
Okay, 11. Okay, next, 10 minus 3 minus negative 3. Answer?
10 po, sir.
Okay, 10. And last, you have 16 minus, unahin ko yung column, minus 8, then minus negative 3. Okay, answer, JB?
11 po.
11. Okay. Mga class, now, the same with the stepping stone method, we will pick the most negative. Okay, somebody asked me, what do you mean by most negative, sir? Yung pinakamaliit class, that's the meaning of most negative. No? So in this case, negative 11 yung pinakamaliit na negative. Okay? You pick this. Oops. And that's the time, okay, kapag napili nyo ito, okay, can I just compare right away, no? I just want to make sure na wala ko tayong ginawang mali dito. It's because dapat mag-jive ito sa inyong long method. Okay? Let us compare with the long method immediately, no? I already opened your long method here, the stepping stone method. Okay? Should be a line, no? I told you to be okay? This was solved last time using the long method. Negative 5, correct. Negative 11, correct. 12, 11, 10, 11. Okay? That's the beauty of algorithm. Okay? Pareho siya. But, it's shortcut method. No? Okay. Next. So, we will create a closed path. Okay? dito lang sa 1D. Compare with the long method, we are creating a closed path in every empty cell. Okay? But in MODI, yun lang yung pinaka-negative. So we'll create. So negative 11 is cell 1D. So it's here. Okay? So let us create a closed path. Okay, we'll start here. Okay, going down is occupied. That's correct. Going to the left is occupied. Correct. Going up, occupied. Correct. And back to the original. Okay? Klaro, no? Okay. Next. So the same procedure. This is positive. That's algorithm. Then followed by negative. Then don't use this. That's natamaan lang siya. Okay, yung ating concern is the corner points. Kaya tinawag siyang stepping stone method, yung sa previous natin na tawag ito na topic. Kasi stepping stone mo yung corner na may laman. Okay. Okay, next, plus, then minus. Okay, the same procedure para maka-move tayo with the next na tableau. Okay, tingin tayo sa negative. Okay? Among these negatives, okay, we're talking about negative 20 and negative 10, you pick the biggest, okay, negative. Okay? We will agree the biggest or the biggest value here is negative 10, correct? Mas malaki ang negative 10 kaysa negative 20, class, ha? Okay. So after that, okay, I will use this. Kailangan ko ng original eh. Okay, copy. Okay, this is tableau 2. Tableau 2. Okay? So, we'll cut this portion temporarily or copy, I mean. Then, dito sa gilid. Okay? So, the algorithm said or says that okay, among your negative, pili ka yung pinakamalaki. Then assume that as positive, okay, that's the algorithm class. From negative, you pick the biggest, okay, it's negative 10. Then you assume that's positive, okay. So mangyayari, you add this positive number doon sa corner points. So plus 10, this corner, plus 10, that will give you 10, okay. Blanco plus 10, 10. Then negative 10 plus 10 will give you 0. Okay? Next, this is corner point. Okay? Plus 70, okay, plus 10 will give you 80. Okay? And last, you have negative 20 plus 10 will give you 10, right? Okay, correct, 10. Okay. For those na mga values o units sa loob, just copy, no? Go back with your previous tableau. 80, 120, and 150. Eh, hindi yun nagalaw. So, ilagay lang natin. Okay, 80. Okay, this is 120. And last, you have 150 here. Okay? Now, you always check. No? If you will add all per row, is it always equal to this total supply sa gilid? No? Okay, correct? That's 100. Okay, that's 200, correct? Correct? Okay, vertically. Okay, correct? 90. Okay, you always do this, class, ha? Baka kasi may maano tayo ba? May mali tayo, no? So, hindi natin matrace kaagad. Mas okay na ito, ginagawa natin para matrace natin kung saan tayo may mali. Okay, remove ko na ito, ha? Okay, o no need na. Mas makakaano ata sa inyo, makatulong ko nandito ito sa gilid. Okay, so next na tayo. Next, let's go back with the algorithm. We check always if the row plus C or column minus 1 is equal to occupied cells. Okay? So let us check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yung 0 dito is still empty cell. Okay? So do not count yung 0. So I think 6 is equal to 6. Okay? Ilang row ba tayo? 3. Okay? Then we have 4 columns. That's 7 minus 1, 6. 6 is equal to 6. So do not degenerate. No? The importance ng why we are doing this, just to make sure na iikot lahat sa empty cell. No? So if kulang not equal siya, you need to introduce the epsilon. That's importance kung dapat marunong kayo gumawa ng closed path method. Okay? If kapag hindi siya equal, you need to put E. Okay? Dapat strategic yung paglagay nyo na makabuo kayo ng closed path. No? Kung hindi, it's big problem. No? Okay, next tayo. Let's proceed with the same pa rin ang procedure natin dito that you will assume. No? Okay, can I ask in random? Can I ask you, Julia? Julia? Diyan ka ba,
Yes,
Julia?
sir. Apo, sir.
Okay. Julia, for example, ang ginamit ko kanina, I use the first na 0 is the column index A. No? Ano yung gusto mong gamitin natin? Row or column? As 0. Column pa rin or you want the row as 0?
Row na naman po, sir.
Zero. Walang problema, class, if you will pick the column again this column. No? The answer is still the same. Okay. So, erase lang natin yung mga values. Okay. So, Julia said, gusto niya daw yung row as 0. Okay. That's Julia, lihog na lang Julia. Okay, 0. So, ang pwede nating lagay yata C sub A, no? Kasi may laman. Okay, what's the value of your C sub A? That's 4 minus 0. Diyan pa ba, Julia?
4 po,
no?
sir.
4.
4 po, apo.
Okay, move tayo sa merong occupied na cell. No? Do not move sa empty cell. You cannot move here. Eh, pwede pala, no? If you want. Kasi 1 minus 0 will give you C sub D. But you cannot move here. Okay? Kasi walang laman yung both indices. No? Okay, so next. Here, 7 minus 0.
7 pa rin po, sir.
7. I think we can move down if you want. Okay? Or dito. Okay? So 3 minus 7.
Negative 4 po, sir.
Okay? We can move here. 8 minus negative 4.
12 po, sir.
12. And I think we can move, pwede tayong mag-move dito. Okay? Don't be confused kasi minsan nalilito din ako mag-zero dito. Parang ay kumbaga, kala ko parang occupied ba, but it's not occupied. Ha? Okay, here, okay, 1 minus 0, no? Which is equal to 1. Okay? It's occupied, no? So I think ito na lang yung kulang. Okay? 5 minus 1 will give you 4. Julia, can you double check daw, lihog daw? Okay na lahat, Julia, no?
Yes, sir. Okay po, sir.
Okay. So next, the same procedure, class. Okay? This is empty cell evaluation. Okay. Okay, may portion dito na pareho lang. Okay, 2. Okay, from warehouse or factory 1, I mean, 1 to warehouse C. Okay? Okay, next. I think pareho lang. Except for, sige na lang. Okay, next is, okay, 1A. Okay, 1A. No, not 1A, sorry. It should be 2A, no? 2A. Okay. I'm talking about this cell, 2A. 2A, then followed by 2A. 1, 2, 3. I think the same lang dito. Okay, we'll copy paste this one.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
kasali din po yung 2D, sir.
Okay.
Zero.
somebody is asking na, kasali ba itong 0 dito, sir? Now, you can only assume this once. No? Kapag bago pa yung paglagay natin ng 0, okay, I think mag-agree tayo lahat that's positive. So I think there's no need to compute for the empty cell evaluation for the first na 0. Pero what if mag-next pa tayo ng tableau, mabubura itong 0 dito? And that's in that case, okay, back to empty cell evaluation tayo, cell cost minus row index. But anyway, if you want that to be included, okay, so pwede din. Kaya lang, check natin, no? 8 minus -4 minus 1, is it positive? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, yeah, it's optional. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to include or not. But kung ako, since I already know it's positive, I do not include. Okay, it's optional, class. No? Okay, let's solve. Jen, ikaw na lang kaya dito, Jen. Kindly solve for 1C, please. 1C, 7 minus 12 minus 0. Answer, please. Jen,
-5, sir.
-5. Okay, next. 2A, dito tayo. 12 minus -4 minus 4 give us 10.
12, sir.
12. Okay. Next. 3A, that is 8 minus 4 minus 4 is equal to
0 po, sir.
ba lang natin ng konti ito. Okay, 3B tayo. 3B 10 here, 10 minus 7 minus 4 then
-1, sir.
-1. Okay. 3C tayo. 16 minus 4 minus 12.
0, sir.
Okay, 0. Okay. Na-solve na natin ng stepping stone method. Dapat pareho doon, no? Kaya lang shortcut ito, no? Okay, let's check. Okay, tableau 2. Okay, ito yun, no? Copy. Then, just a comparison, no? If you ask me, sir, shall we do that next time, sir, comparing the stepping stone method? No, you don't need to do this, no? Just for you to understand but that the MODI is a shortcut method for the stepping stone method. Okay? As you can see, they should be the same. Okay? Okay, undo. So we'll pick the most negative, and Jen, what's the most negative between -5 and -1? Jen?
-5, sir.
Okay. -5 yung pinakamaliit na value. We'll pick this one. From this value, you trace ko anong cell siya. That is cell 1C. So dito lang tayo gagawa ng closed path. I think this one, no? Okay. So we will create a closed path. Okay. Okay, down. Pwede din mauna dun sa left, no? Will not matter, class. Then right, then up, then go back with the empty cell. Again. Okay. Dapat yung closed path natin, the corner points, merong laman or occupied. Except for the first na cell, no? Dapat empty yun. Kaya tinawag siyang empty cell evaluation. Eh. Okay? So next. So we'll start with positive. Okay, plus, and followed by negative, and plus, then minus. Okay? So the algorithm says again that among negatives, kung marami pa yan sa dalawa, minsan may 4, no, negatives, you pick the biggest. So the biggest value is negative. Mag-agree tayo lahat -10, no? Kasi mas malaki ang -10 kaysa -120. So I will copy this table. Okay, I assume this one is the last tableau. Okay, hopefully. Okay, Ano ko lang sandali ha. Okay. There, no? So I think I need also the original, the previous table, tableau. Okay. So this portion, we'll copy. Okay, by the way, because you don't need to do this also, no? Just for you to visualize ba kung anong ginagawa natin, no? Huwag nyo copy-paste yan. Diretso na kayo doon sa tableau. By the way, you are required to do this manually. Oops. Okay, final tableau. Ina-answeran na natin ito sa class, sa final last meeting using the long method, no? So we already have an idea. This is the final tableau. Okay? The same procedure. Among the negative, you pick the negative 10. Then assume that as positive, and you add that for each corner points. No? Corner, I mean. For each of the corner. So mag-plus 10 tayo sa bakante. So that will become, okay, so meron ditong 10. Okay? Then here, that's negative 120 plus 10. That's negative 110, no? But disregard the negative sign. So 110 na. Okay, that's the algorithm, class. Here, it's positive 80 plus 10. That's positive 90. Okay? Here, negative 10 plus 10 will give you 0. Okay, naka-follow ba lahat? Again, for this class, for this value, I know it's negative, but the algorithm says that disregard the negative. Okay, the absolute value. Yeah, naging positive itong negative 110 natin dito. Okay? So, for the cells na may hindi nagalaw, just copy. 80. Oops, tama ba? 80, then 10 here. Tama, no? Okay, and 80, okay. Then 150. As you can see, yung 0 dito, magiging bakante naman siya, no? 150. Okay. So, just to check, no? Kung meron bang mali, okay? Just double check, no? Add. 100, correct? 90 plus 110, correct? 200, no? 150, correct? Vertically, correct? Correct? 160. Okay? So we're good na. Okay, let's do the evaluation. Okay. So R plus C minus 1, is it equal to occupied cell? Zero. But O. Okay. So there are 4 or 3 rows plus 4 rows, 4 columns, I mean. So that's 7 minus 1. That will give you 6. Okay, let's count the occupied cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Except 0. That's considered as empty actually. Okay. So you don't need to degenerate. Next is, can I ask somebody in random? How about, nandiyan ka, Christian Baron? Christian? Wala siyang microphone. Okay, wala. How about Jaya de la Cruz? Jaya? Wala pa rin? Wala siya? Kirsten. Ikaw na lang, Kirsten.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yung assumption ni Julia kanina, gusto niya row. Ang next, no? Ang first natin is column 0, then row yung next. Okay. Just, lang, para random yung pagpili natin. I ask in random ba? Okay, anong gusto mong ilagay, i-zero natin? Row or column?
Column po, sir.
Column. Gusto niyo alternating talaga, no? Sige. Okay, so I will remove the value in the indices. Okay? So column sabi ni Kirsten. Okay? Kirsten, paki-assist na lang, Kirsten. So, may
Yes
laman na
po,
yung
sir.
4 minus 0, 4. So, we need to jump here, no? 7 minus 4, 3. Okay? Sabihin mo, may mali ako ha. Next, 1 minus 4, negative 3. Tama ba, Kirsten?
Yes po, sir. -3 po.
Okay, we can now go down. Okay, 5 minus negative 3 will give you 8, right?
+8 po, sir.
Okay. So, pwede tayo dito na, no? Okay. Pwede kayo mag-jump actually, class, no? Kung gusto yung walang, as long as malagyan nyo siya ng number. Okay, so 8 minus 3 will give us 5, no? Okay, here, may laman na ito. So, 3 minus 5 will give us negative 2, no? Okay? X. Okay, the empty cell. I think, please double check, Kirsten. Baka may mali tayo, Kirsten. Tama naman, Kirsten, no? Okay, A, B, C, okay, as is. Tapos we will add 2A, 2D, okay, 2D. 2D, okay? Now, we'll remove, it's optional, the 1B is optional. Okay, so from 2A, then 2D, so yung lahat, 5. Okay, that's correct, no? Kirsten, nandiyan ka pa, Kirsten? Lihog lang daw, Kirsten. Please,
Yes po, sir.
okay, 2A, so 2A, 12 minus 5 minus 0. Answer, please. 7.
7 po, sir.
Okay, next. You have 12 minus 5 minus 0 equal to 7. Yapon na pareho, no? Pag mali ako. Oh, doble. Sorry, it's my mistake. Okay, 8 minus negative 3. Okay, negative 3. Next, 5, no? Minus 5. Okay, 8 minus 5 minus negative 3. Pwede mag-alter. Okay, answer, please.
0 po, sir.
0. Okay, 0. Plus 5, sure, 0.
6 ata, sir.
6. Okay, that will become negative, positive 12 minus 5. Ilan lahat?
11 po, sir.
11 pala. Sorry. Akala ko 4. Okay, 11. So, that is 6. Okay? Tama, no? Let's double check plus. Masakit sa ulo. Okay, next. 3A. 3A, that is 8 minus 8 minus 0. Okay? That is equal to 0. Next, 10 minus 8 minus 0. 2, no? Okay, last, you have 10 minus negative 2 minus 8 is equal to 4, correct? 4, no? Okay, please double check, Lasa.
Yes, sir.
Or,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Now,
Sir.
yes, may mali. Kailang ha?
Dun.
Ano lang natin, kasi dapat pa rin ma-align ito sa ating long method, no? Double check lang natin before we will okay, 7, 6, 0. Okay, may mali, oh. Okay, ako yung mali, no?
10 minus 8
Hindi
minus
tao lang, ha?
2 ata, sir.
Kasi masakit talaga sa ulo ito, class. Nag-glare yung computer ko. Okay, so it should be 4. Okay? Madala ng eyeglass. Okay, 4, no? Tama na itong 4 sa...
Baliktad po ata,
Ah,
sir,
baliktad.
yung imbis na minus 0 po, minus 2 po. Tapos yung sagot po, 0.
Okay, may bali dito sa... Trace natin, 3B. 3B here. 10 minus... Ayun na, nakita ko na. Okay, minus 8, then minus negative 2. Okay, minus negative 2.
Positive 2 pala, sir.
Okay, you're talking about here. Okay, 3b. Okay, 10. Okay, minus 8, that's correct. Minus negative 2, that will become positive. Okay, the answer should be
4, sir.
4. Okay, dito tama nito, mali.
Mali po, sir, yung sa last.
Okay, trace natin. So, 16. Okay, mali nga talaga siya. Okay, 16. Okay, minus 8. And minus 3. Okay? Importante, class, kahit magkaroon tayong mali, importante yung algorithm. Eh. Dapat tama yung pagkaintindi natin ng algorithm. No? Okay, so the answer is
5, sir.
okay,
5,
5.
sir.
That is why dapat pareho ito sa long method natin. Pero in the real life situation, class, please double check ba? Kumbaga nakasalalay dito pera, no? So, dapat tayo magkamali, no? Okay, so all positive. Okay, so that's correct, no? So therefore, optimal. Okay, why optimal? All positive, 4 slash and 0. Okay, so that's why it's optimal. Therefore, as manager or supervisor, this will be your decision. Okay, so from factory 1, okay, you will transfer, okay, 80 units, okay, to warehouse may laman na ito, class, warehouse A. Okay? Para makasave tayo ng time, well, the answer is using the long method. So, ito dapat yung ating optimal transportation cost. Okay, great. Okay, as a manager or supervisor, your decision is from factory 1 to warehouse A, you will transfer 80 units. For example, sako ng bigas. No? Okay, for each sako ng bigas, you will spend 4 pesos or $4. Okay, so this is the total cost. Okay, from factory 1 to warehouse C, you'll transfer 10 sacks of rice. No? For each of the sack of the rice, okay, assuming, because malaki masyadong $7 eh. Okay, so 7 pesos, no, for example, that will give you 70 pesos, okay, or dollars, and so on and so forth. So as manager or supervisor, okay, natulungan ka mag-decide to minimize your transportation costs. Any question, class? We're done. Okay, we will stop the recording.